Welcome back to another chapter of MySql series. Today our topic is constraints in SQL. So we will understand everything about the constraint in SQL and how many types of constraints are in SQL. What is the use of each constraint, like what is domain constraint, what is key constraint, what is unique, not null, check, and you can say what is primary key, and everything we will cover in this video step by step, and we will give the example that you can understand easily. Okay, so without any further delay, let's get started. The constraint in SQL. In simple language, if we said constraint are used to specify rule for the data in a table. For example, you create any tables and you want to give some particular rules. So for that we use a constraint. So there are two type of constraint in SQL, which is domain constraint and key constraint. So in domain constraint, there are four constraint comes under the domain constraint, which is unique, not null, check, and default. The primary constraint used under the key constraint. Okay, so we will understand everything one by one with the example. Okay, so for example, create this table by the name of student and you insert some value. I just copy paste from there. You insert some value in the tables. What happened here? If you said select star from students, what just happened here? Two value get put. What if you insert some more value into it? You put student ID same and you change the name of the student, like you change like Eli, let's say. Okay, and you hit enter, and again if you will open this table, what happened here? The student ID gets same. And now if you will do some modification by the name of student ID, sorry, using a student ID, you want to do some changes, so changes will happen in both rows because the student ID is same. So for that we use constraint, that it can, because in any table there should be some unique ID, right? That you can identify the particular the rows or the data of particular employee, you can say, or particular person. Okay, so let me drop this table first and then we will recreate again. So I will write drop table student. I will hit control enter. Now our table is not there. So as you can see here, now it doesn't exist. Okay, we will recreate this table. For example, I create a table. So I will write create table students. Here the student ID, like integer. You can write int also, you can write integer. This is both are same. Okay, you will write, and you will write unique. Why we are giving unique? I will explain you later on. Then again I'll write again student name worker 30, not null. Okay, and then I give age also integer. I give condition age greater than 18, and course I write worker 30, and I close the bracket and hit control enter. Okay, so after writing this table, I run this query, and what just happened? If we will describe this table now, describe student, what will happen? See, now the student ID is integer, but it should be null. It is okay, but key should be unique, right? And the student name worker, but it cannot be null. It's showing here. Okay, if you will check, I use unique. Unique means there shouldn't be any duplicate value. The worker is not, because student node cannot be a null. Okay, and then here I write, for example, if you went to any company and you want to, they have any specific criteria that we cannot take any employee. It's against our government rule. Whoever is less than, you can say less than 18-year-old. Okay, so we will give any condition here, the check 18, and then this course can be anything. Okay, so that is why if you said, if you see here, the student ID can be null, but it should be unique, but the student name cannot be a null. Age can age can be a null, but it should be a greater than 18, and course it can be anything. Okay, so now we will insert some value and then we will understand how it's work. Okay, for example, I insert one value. Let me insert it and then I will explain to you. Okay, I insert one value, like the student ID is one, name, age, and course. If you will run this query, you will get it. Okay, there is it get perfectly. Okay, if you will say now, see, it is perfect now. What if I add another value, like same, I will copy paste, I will change the name of. Now, see, when I run this query, it get inserted. But now, if I'm see now if I run this query, because I use a student ID again one, and I change the other like name, age, and course. Now it's showing duplicate entry one for key student ID, right? Why? Because we have given the unique here. So unique means it cannot be a duplicate. Okay, if I will change this to the 2, we can easily insert the values. Okay, so now I hope everybody understand what is the use of unique. Now we will understand null. Okay, for example, I will insert one more value. Let's create one scenario first. Assume there is a new student came in the school, and we don't know the name of the student. We know only age and course. What course he's gonna enroll and what is the age of. So there is another way to write the insert the value, because here we don't know, right? Insert into student. Sorry, students, because we don't know here the name, right? So I will write in code. This is another way we already saw, right? SID, age, and course, right? This is what we know, and we want to put these values. I will write here student ID. For example, I want to write 3. Sorry, let's say 4, and age of the student is let's say 21, and the course he have chosen, like business analyst. I will write here here. Okay, and if I will hit control and enter, it will give me the error as name does not have a default value. Can you see here why it's showing? For example, same thing I will do here also, and I let me copy paste this. Let's see, I use same student. Okay, so here what is it say showing? It's giving me the error. Here it's giving me that column name cannot be null, right? And the same thing we did with the another, like this is the another method to put that, because here we don't know the student name, right? So it's giving me field name doesn't have a default value. Why? See, if you will describe the table, the default value is null, but it's taking, we have given here the specific student name cannot be null, and now I want to replace this student name to be name not given. Okay, because we don't know the, for that what we will do, let me write the query and then I will explain to you. Okay, now what I will do in this scenario, we will use a default. Okay, now we understand null, right? Not null and null concept, not null concept, that if we specify something like a student name or age or whatever it can, age is, or whatever, because here in a student name we have given the condition it cannot be null. Okay, but and it is throwing me the error, but I want to put this value anyhow. Okay, for that we use a default. Okay, so default, let me write a query and then I will explain to you. So here what I did, we learned last time, right? Alter table. If you didn't watch that video, please check out video in the I button, you will get to know. Now here what I did, alter table student, modify column, student name, worker, same thing we, until here it is same, right? But in the last what I give, default name not be given. So what will happen if I will run this query now? and again I will go back and run this query. Then what will happen, if you will see now, select star from students, what is happening here? The not given, I can I can easily identify that we don't know the student name. That is why we have given default value as a not given. If you will describe this table also, you will get describe students. You will get to know there is a default value we have given, name not given, right? So that's how you can use the default also. Okay, I hope until here everybody know unique, what is the use of unique, that it cannot be duplicate. Not null, if you given anything for the not null, you cannot give any null value there. Check we understand, we will understand now, because I didn't give any specific example for check. So for example, now I will insert one more value. I insert, for example, here. Now, for example, I insert one more record into the table, same table, and by the name of 5, and sorry, the student ID 5, name of the student is age, and codes like data analyst. If I will run this query, what is it giving the error? Check constraint student chak means check is violated. Why? Because here we have given that age cannot be a less than 18, or it should be a greater than 18. So that is why if you will change the name of the sorry, age of this student to the, for example, I said 20, now you will be able to insert this record. So check use for the condition only. Whatever condition you have given under the check, it will follow that. That column should be follow that condition. Otherwise, it will throw a error. You cannot put insert any value into it. Okay. I hope until here everybody clear. Unique, not null, check, and default. Okay. Now we will understand the key constant. What is the use of key constant? So basically, the key constant is a simple. We use primary key here. So what is primary key? And it is very important. Why I am repeating again and again? Because whenever you are using, for example, let's create one cell. For example, let's create one scenario, and then I will understand you. Sorry, explain. So let's assume that we have two students in our class, and they have same name, same age, same course. But the first student, the Tom, want to change his course from BTech to BSc. For example, let's assume we want to change it to the BSc. Okay. Now how you will change in the record in SQL? How you gonna change? If you use alter table, student name, and then course BSc, you cannot change, because the both will be get changed. The everything is same, right? So that is why we should have always one unique ID or a unique column that we can identify those student. So that is why we use a primary key. It's same like you can say unique ID. If you use any unique ID or not null, it is same like you write here. Let's assume I create one table, like create table. I write here employee ID, employee ID, and I can write here the unique, not null. Instead of writing this, what I will do, because here what I did, like here I write, see, in last time what we did, as you can see here, I write student ID integer unique, that it cannot be duplicate. If I write student ID null, it cannot be null. But both we cannot write together, right? You have to write like this, student sorry, the employee ID unique, or you can put like not null. So that is why we use primary key. I will write here integer primary key. Then I will write name worker 30, and I will write not null. Okay, and age, I give age integer, and I close this bracket. So, you know, the basic use of primary key is, means, see, the primary key means it cannot be not null, it cannot be a duplicate. So whenever you are creating any table, I would suggest the first name, like the unique name, like whatever we give, student id, employee id, the first column always we start with the id or number or whatever it can be. You will always primary key. If you will use a primary key, it will not be a duplicate value in that column, it cannot be a null value in that column. So this is the use of primary key. So I hope until here everybody understand what is the use of a key constant and what is the use of Doman constant. Okay, so that's it for today. Till then, happy learning, keep supporting, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.